against each other was in Berlin. Away for home for Bayern Munich with a 6-0 victory. So the home team, they are of course in red. The visitors in the traditional blue with the white stripes coming from left to right. Die alte Dame, as they call the old lady, just in case your German's a little bit rusty. And that's the man who's got old head on young shoulders, the 42-year-old and a very highly regarded man in the football world, as you all may know. Not only, of course, as the manager then of Barcelona, also as a player, a terrific player. And it does look as though his new ideas after taking over from Jupp Heynckes have started to gel together very, very nicely. Quite a few people are still surprised that Philipp Lahm is playing in the centre of the park at the moment, the man with the number 21. Well, the skipper has done a fine job in that holding midfield role. And due to the injury worries that they had with Xavi Martinez, who was the main fixture of that midfield alongside Schweinsteiger in the Champions League winning season. Also to the new man, Alcantara, Thiago Alcantara, also out injured. He's elected to give Philipp Lahm the chance in that midfield. There he is, and he really took it in his stride. And of course Rafinha, the right back, with the number 13 there, just delivered that ball to Robin. He's happy too because he's playing great football. Long stretch here for Müller after the chip forward by Robin. Clever ball through, not in an offside position, was he? Well, okay. Close call, but it was a long stretch anyway. 24 years of age, just turned, Thomas Müller. Is it just me, or have we got that feeling he's been playing football for the last few decades? So, maybe a chance here for Nico Schulz to prove himself. Germany under 21 international here on the ball. Just turned 20 this year. Manuel Neuer, goalkeeper and Germany #1 international, concedes the first corner to be taken by Nico Schulz. Taken by Skjelbred at the end of the day, the Norway international. It was Hosogai, the Japan international. A wealth of talent they have in this team, Hertha. And it looks as though Jos Luhukay, who brought this team back into the top flight once again as Division 2 champions last time out, has got his team working to a T. The defence has been impeccable. So far, there's 9 goals conceded in this current campaign. Only Dortmund and Bayern have conceded less. Corner number 2. Again, Per Skjelbred. Good delivery, and what a goal! What a delivery from that man Ramos, and nobody in the Bundesliga rises as high to the ball in the air from a corner than Adrian Ramos. The Colombian makes it Hertha 1, Bayern 0, and not even 4 minutes were on the clock. A terrific start, and Bayern were caught off guard there. A simple corner kick with a simple header, and that is simply deserved. Ramos with his 5th strike now in this current campaign. Bayern 0, Hertha 1. Good delivery here from Skjelbred, the man on loan from Hamburg. And Ramos really is a character that has to be dealt with, and Bayern didn't do the job. Well, that promises to be highly interesting and more probably highly entertaining because Kroos is coming through. Toni Kroos, aided and abetted there by David Alaba. Just a minute after that strike, the chance here for Bayern. At the end of the day, it was a fantastic piece of defensive work there from Sebastian Langkamp, the big centre-back. That's a picture book start for Hertha. Alaba, Jerome Boateng. There is the goalkeeper, Thomas Kraft. Last couple of times that he's played against his former club. 10 goals were conceded in those 2 games. This was a 6-0 last time out. That's a couple of seasons ago now. In that campaign, Hertha were relegated. A Robin hat-trick and 3 penalties we saw in that game. All of them were justified as well. I remember watching that one. Franck Ribéry. David Alaba not in the starting lineup last time out against Mainz, although he did have to come back in on day 9 on the 43rd minute, just short of the half-time for the injured Dante. Playing then at left-back and taking over from Contento, who came in to fill in at centre-half position. Pep Guardiola, the head coach from Bayern, really does have a lot of alternatives, even if there are injury worries. Back from Lam to keeper Manuel Neuer. Both of these 2 keepers on the pitch today at the moment, by the way, have got the best statistics as keepers go in the Bundesliga so far in this current term. Thomas Kraft, the former Bayern Munich player, playing also a blinder. That's a shove and a push from the Dutch right winger. Let's have a look at this goal again. Well, it was Boateng who let him go. Both about the same size, those 2. Boateng elected to root his feet into the grass somehow. Appeared to be led in those boots of his. No problems for Adrian Ramos. Colombia has played every single minute so far in this current campaign. I think that early goal just proves why Joslu Hokai has kept him in this team from the start and the full 90 minutes every single time. So a pass from Benatira, and that's just come off the crossbar. Well, Manuel Neuer appeared to have those lead boots as well there. He didn't even move, did he? And Bayern at the moment are not taking this seriously. And it's out for corner number 3. They're under the cosh. Daniel van Buiten clears. And just take a look at this. That's a lovely ball, isn't it? And it's Benatira with the number 10. Well and truly beating the keeper. Excellent work from the goal scorer, Adrian Ramos, as well, and cleared by Van Buiten for the next corner. And would you believe it, but Hertha are currently leading and looking like scoring another. This time, Manuel Neuer. Matthias Sammer on the left-hand side, the director of sports at Bayern Munich at the moment, keeping his face just that light shade of pink. He too tends to get a little red in the face when things start to go wrong, but at the moment, after 10 minutes, that can't be the case just yet, even though they are trailing. There you go. It really was just in the 4th minute, and that goal was scored. I have to keep reminding myself. Sigurdsson. Oh, Ribéry was caught. What's the referee going to do here? Michael Weiner. I don't think there was any malicious intent there. Let's have a look again. Oh dear, I haven't seen that again. Peter Pekarik, the Slovakian international, saw that one coming. And Ribéry, free kick given. And luckily for Bayern, Franck Ribéry comes away unscathed. So an interesting set piece here. Cross-face a goal. Rafinha. Lahm. Schweinsteiger. Not a good ball here for Robin. Bit nervous at the moment, Bayern Munich. Not used to going down that early. Leo Guy, the head coach from Hertha BSC, can't quite get a smile on his face yet. It has been said in the past that if you score an early goal against Bayern Munich, that is somewhat similar to poking a stick at a hornet's nest. Deliveries at the moment out of their own area, and the long balls forward for Franck Ribéry, and not arriving so far. Those two down the left, the Austrian international and the French international, Franck Ribéry and David Alaba, really do have a tremendous understanding of how each other play. They work together, they gel together. And the great pals as well, but at the moment it's not working against Hertha. Daniel van Buiten with the foul on Anis Ben Hatira, the German Tunisia. And Tunisia international, by the way. Free kick there for Fabian Lustenberger. Not too many happy faces wearing red at the moment. Lankam, new arrival from Augsburg on a free at the beginning of this campaign. Hasty clearance by Boateng. Schweinsteiger. Boateng to Alaba. Straight away under pressure, as soon as he gets the ball, Ribéry. Alaba, and again under pressure straight away, this time from Tolgan Sigurdsson. Boateng. Van Buiten. That's a hopeful ball forward, and it looks as though we had an offside going against the Dutchman. By no means do I expect this game to remain a 1-0 victory for Hertha. I'm pretty sure that you might be thinking somewhere along those lines as well. It's a terrific start for the capital city club, and that's going to give them wings on those heels in which to fly on. They're flying down the right wing again. Sigurdsson. Good ball too. Loads of room here for Hossegai. They're in trouble here, Bayern. Manuel Neuer. Nico Schultz involved. This is the 8th time he's played in this campaign. Bayern, well, 15 minutes of play. Football supporters out there. Let's take a look at some statistics for you at the moment. Bayern Munich with the possession, as always. Hertha with 62% of those tackles won. They are more determined. They've come here to Bavaria, in Munich, as it's called in Germany, München. And at the moment, that one-goal lead has been deserved. Schweinsteiger, still one of the best midfielders in the world. I say still, he's just turned 29. I think there's quite a few years left in those legs yet. Toni Kroos looks up. He's a wonderful deliverer of the ball. This is Schweinsteiger. A bit more composure maybe now, but the ball lost by Robin. Loads of blue socks in there at which to clear. Last man standing for Bayern was Boateng. It's probably just a question of time, I think, now. How long will it take before Bayern Munich recuperates from that, let's call it lucky punch, after 4 minutes? To come back and, well, hammer those goals into the back of the net as they have been doing and continue to be doing for the last 34 games. Ribéry does well and finds Kroos, and that's a good save from the former Bayern Munich goalkeeper, Thomas Kraft. He did well. Little back heel from Kroos for Ribéry. Saw Kroos in room again. Well works out between those two. It's a powerful strike. I think he hurt himself as he struck that ball, did he? Well, he nods his head, but let's have a look what happened here to Pekarik in that challenge with Ribéry. Fell rather awkwardly. He should be okay, I think. The 26-year-old Slovakian looks to be in pain at the moment, though. He will grit his teeth together. So Hertha coming forward again, loads of room in the centre here for Sigurdsson. Oh, I think if Ramos had brought that one forward, the German Turk, 21-year-old Tolga Sigurdsson, had loads of room. There wasn't a Bayern player anywhere near him. Robben does well, good pass as well, but read nicely by the keeper. 7 years in Munich, Thomas Kraft, managing 12 games in that time. Was a young player, learned everything he knows at Bayern, which of course means from Oliver Kahn. And already Bayern Munich players warming up down the touchline. That one in particular is Mario Götze. A few warning signals from Pep Guardiola for the players on the pitch. It's a signal really that was sent out by the coach to tell his players that they've got to pull the socks up, and he's done that. Rippery, cleverly done by Sigurdsson. This is skill bred. There's a lot of bite in this game from Hertha BSC at the moment. Robben goes for goal, and I think we had a red-shirted player in the way there. Let's have a look from this angle. Rather unusual. Nice study of those fast and furious feet from the Frenchman. And the UEFA Player of the Year. "22 minutes gone, and Mario Götze has not only been warming up, but he's also taking his shirt off as well now. So it looks as though that injury that we saw before to Toni Kroos is a lot worse than we may have gathered. So it's definitely going to be Mario Götze who's going to come on here as soon as the opportunity arises, when he gets his boots tied up. So the Austrian international down. Now, Boateng, Schweinsteiger. Sorry, Boateng, I meant Alaba. It wasn't actually Frank Boateng coming down that left wing. That's a place where the Austrian usually does his work at the office. So are we going to get Götze now? It looks so. Indeed, that's a bad blow for Toni Kroos. Let's hope that it's not too detrimental, that knock he took before. Obviously a bit of pain in the groin area, and that gives Mario Götze his chance to come on for the 5th time. Scored a goal in the Champions League on Wednesday against Pilsen, Victoria Pilsen, in that 5-0 victory. Also coming off the bench. Former Dortmund man replaces Toni Kroos. Every time he's come onto the pitch, Götze, he has looked very good indeed. Just after the long-term injury that he suffered after arriving from Dortmund, kept him out of this team. Wasn't able to start training until maybe a couple of months back, but light training. But now at the moment, according to the physios and the docs, he's 100% fit. Just needs the match practice, really, and that's what he's going to get here today. told you before, didn't I, that we saw a few players warming up down the touchline as well, and Mario Götze might not be the only substitution in this game, because Mandzukic is also taking off his shirt here at the moment. That means that somebody's going to be coming off in the not too distant future. We did see that Robin also was just nursing that right leg before. It looks as though he's signalised as well that he's not continuing in this game. So it's not a tactical decision. Bayern Munich already, after 25 minutes, have had to make 2 substitutions. So Robin comes off, so too Toni Kroos. But what a team that you can just bring on players of this calibre like that into the first team again, with Mario Mandzukic and with Mario Götze. So it's super duper Mario time here for Bayern. Let's see how they fare, trailing 1-0. I can't personally ever remember Bayern Munich ever having 2 new players on the pitch in the space of 25 minutes. But those 2 injuries, obviously, a lot more to worry about than we initially thought. So Boateng back to his keeper. I'm pretty sure that Thomas Muller, of course, will go right now and take over Robin's position with Mandzukic up front in his usual poaching role, and that is the case. Number 9, Mandzukic in the centre, can't quite get there. Lustenberger got there first. That was decent work. Up to the halfway line for Nico Schulz, who's enjoying himself. We've got the first yellow of the game. And that's collected by Jerome Boateng. A blatant obstruction against Schulz. That's his first yellow on his 9th appearance for Jerome Boateng. That's been playing very well in that centre-half position. One of the all-round defenders so far this term for Pep Guardiola and Bayern, back in the centre-half position, the position he loves more than anything else. Been playing very well. Well, let's hope that Ribery's not limping either. Otherwise, Bayern could be in all kinds of trouble. Not even half an hour played. Referee Michael Weiner finally paces that wall of 2 men. And as the ball comes in, who's on the end of it? It's the equaliser! And it's scored by the man who came on a couple of minutes ago. Mario Mandzukic, the 27-year-old striker from Croatia, collects the applause from Hernes and Rummenigge. And Bayern have equalised. Let's have a look. Here the free kick taken by Ribery. The keeper committed himself. Good delivery from Ribery. But who was guarding that man, Mandzukic? Well, similarly conceded as the first goal scored by Ramos. 2 headers in this game from 2 great footballers. It's game on. Bayern 1, Hertha 1. Just about kept in by Alaba. In possession though with Peter Bekarik. Goetze. Forward from the skipper, Lahm. Nobody there apart from the man wearing the 28, the new captain, Fabian Lustenberger, just catching his keeper craft a little off guard there. Ben Hatira. Johannes van den Berg down the left wing, not having too much joy coming forward, but defending quite well. So this is Sigurdsson. Also having a decent game. Gets the ball all the way across the face of goal. Cleared by the Argentine Rafinha. Kept in by Mandzukic. And now back in possession with Bayern Munich. Loads of room for Schweinsteiger. He's got Ribery in front of him. Takes on Van den Berg. Rafinha. Alaba. Müller. Away by Lustenberger. This is Rafinha. Van Boyten. Lahm. Keep expecting to see Robin down that right wing, but of course he's off now. Ribery is using the right side of the pitch at the moment. I think all the decisions from the referee and his two assistants so far have been correct, so there's no problems at the moment as far as that is concerned. Guardiola will have to maybe rethink at half-time as well here. He's only got one more option for the second half. Two of those substitutes coming on already due to the injuries to Kroos and to the Dutchman Robben. So I'm pretty sure that the players on the pitch at the moment will have to work this out between themselves for a long period of time. There might be a couple of tactical changes at half-time on the drawing board. We shall see. This is Mandzukic. Schweinsteiger. Pass from Rafinha. Lost there by Müller, and as it was picked up by Osogay in midfield, he's been fouled. Although the look at the face of Schweinsteiger would tell us that he really does disagree, doesn't he? Let's have a look. Well, he got the ball, made quite sure that Osogay was going nowhere. But other than that, he did get that ball. It was a determined challenge, and a yellow card may be a bit too harsh, I think, but that's my opinion. Second yellow for Bastian Schweinsteiger in his campaign. Let's hope that the Japan international Osogay hasn't suffered too much. See, he does get the ball, but okay, he got his got his legs trapped between his own legs there, and the referee thought it was deliberate. Free kick, yellow card, all over with. Not worth talking about anymore. Pass from Ribery. Header from Schweinsteiger. Header back again from Lustenberger. Finally, Richard Skjelbred. Johannes van den Berg. we've got 10 minutes to go before the half-time whistle. Once again, the possession, of course, always belongs to Bayern. But take a look at the shots in total, 4-3. It's 1 apiece. Points shared at the moment here in Bavaria for Hertha. That is something that not all the travelling supporters were anticipating. But at the moment, they're holding their own and playing well. And Hertha have won just 1 of the last 19 Bundesliga meetings with Bayern, losing each of the last 4. And in that process, conceding 18 goals and scoring just 3. That was before today. Lost the Hertha. He was never beaten Bayern Munich in his career as a head coach. So, that was Mario Götze. Away by Kraft. Back from Van Boyten. Alaba. That was a decent ball through. Götze couldn't quite get the ball into the centre, but good work there by Langkamp. Müller. Rafinha. Van Boyten. Skipper Lahm. Long poke forward by Rafinha for the head of Mandzukic. Croatia, of course, will be playing in those playoffs in November against Iceland, and if he's on that kind of form, then might that be the World Cup for Croatia 2014 in Brazil. He's a great player, but at the moment, Iceland, as you might have seen yourself, have also not only been a surprise, but they've been playing some terrific football, so that might be a difficult affair in that World Cup playoff for Croatia. If you happen to be a Croatian and watching this one around the world at the moment, Mandzukic is the top man, as we saw with that header before. Highly respected by everybody, including myself. So, Van Boyten, Rafinha. Schweinsteiger started his run just outside the area, took a bit of a trip. Pep Guardiola at the moment, the Spanish head coach, just keeping a calm face. Let's have a look at what happened here. Well, there was no deliberate trip there by Hossagay, was there? Surely. There was contact, but the free kick is there. As Kraft gets that wall fine-tuned. 4 men wearing blue in between that ball, the goal, and Bastian Schweinsteiger or David Alaba. I think it's going to be a power driver or a pile driver here by the Austrian, David Alaba. He's a great deliverer of that ball. In this occasion, the wall perfectly placed. Van Boyten. Seen all that much of Adrian Ramos since his 4-minute goal. Then again, I think the Hertha BSC supporters will be saying, who cares? If he comes in on the 89th minute and scores the winner, he's our hero. Long chase for Alaba. He was never going to win it. 5 minutes before the half-time whistle at the moment. Jos Luhukay, the 50-year-old Dutchman and head coach at Hertha, can be pleased with the way that scoreline is looking. Maybe he too will have to do some fine-tuning at half-time. Keeping Bayern Munich at bay is a difficult task, to say the least. So, pass from Boateng, a former Hertha player, by the way. He was born in Berlin too. Lahm. Van Buiten. Schweinsteiger. Again, the skipper. Schweinsteiger. Müller. Götze. No foul on Rafinha, says the referee. This has given Hertha the chance for the break, but the pass a little too loose, and that gives Bayern their opportunity. And again, it's the man in the centre, Mandzukic. Ribery. Philipp Lahm. Fabian Lustenberger, the 25-year-old and the new captain since he was promoted. Pass from Alaba. Well, he scored quite a few goals in his time at his head as well, Thomas Müller. Found himself a bit of room for the first time inside that area. Maybe Vandenberg just letting him slip away for half a second. That was enough for Müller. Can't get the ball on target now. Throwing for Hertha. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Ramos dispossessed by Götze. Schweinsteiger. Ribery. First time pass cut out by Pekarik. So a header yet again from Mandzukic. This time Kraft can get there before a red-shirted player can. Got a bit of a knock to the ribs. He was a well-liked player in Bavaria, in Bayern at Munich, when he was playing there. You could say he was the scapegoat at the end of the day for Louis van Gaal. Brought into the second half of Louis van Gaal's last campaign. Played brilliant in the first few matches, actually saving a penalty on his very first game for Bayern Munich. Taking over then from Jörg Butt, but afterwards things started to go wrong, and a couple of mistakes later it was Uli Hoeneß who actually said on television in front of the whole nation, these problems started when he brought in Thomas Kraft, which is a bit unfair for the young man, but it was Louis van Gaal who brought him in, a young player who was, just over 21 at the time. So we're in that 1 minute of stoppage time at the moment. Shared points between these two with shared goals. It took us 4 minutes for the opener. Scored by Adrian Ramos after the corner kick. Rising to the occasion, you could say, with that opening goal here at the Allianz Arena. And then on 30 minutes, after coming on just a couple of minutes before, it was Mario Mandzukic who got the 1-1. And this is the last chance. It goes begging. Misunderstanding there with Schweinsteiger. Pep Guardiola, who has faced Hertha BSC once before as a player. By the way, Berlin sporting director Michael Preetz as well. We're both on the pitch together then with Guardiola for 90 minutes in a 1-1 draw between Barcelona and Berlin back in the 1999-2000 Champions League campaign then.